Hello, my friend. Today, we're diving into the thrilling world of cybersecurity to explore two of the most dangerous hacking techniques out there, sniffing and phishing attacks. Buckle up, because we're about to break down how these attacks work, why they're so effective, and how to protect yourself. Let's get started without wasting a second. Let's start by breaking down sniffing, a technique hackers use to intercept and capture network traffic. In simple terms, a sniffer is a tool that monitors and captures data traveling over a network. It can either show data in a command line interface or a user-friendly graphical display, allowing a hacker to view this information easily. Sniffers are commonly used to capture data exchanged between two devices on a network. Depending on how the sniffer is used and the security level of the network, a hacker might see sensitive information like usernames, passwords, and other confidential data. There are two types of sniffing, passive and active. Passive sniffing. This involves silently capturing data on networks connected by hubs, meaning it's just listening without interfering with network traffic. Active sniffing this type is more aggressive. It often uses techniques like address resolution protocol or a RP spoofing or traffic flooding to intercept data on networks connected by switches. ARP is used to match IP addresses with MAC or hardware addresses, enabling devices on a network to find each other. In an attack known as RP poisoning, fake ARP messages are sent to an Ethernet network, which can allow hackers to intercept or even stop traffic on a switched network. If you're interested in tools, a common one for RP spoofing is a RP spoof. However, since we're just discussing the basics here, I won't dive into the setup as it could get this video taken down. Alright, now let's dive into the man-in-the-middle attack. To put it simply, a man-in-the-middle attack happens when a hacker secretly intercepts and manipulates communication between two systems, like a client and a server. Picture this. In a standard HTTP transaction, there's a connection between a client like your browser and a server. In a man-in-the-middle attack, the hacker splits this single connection into two. One between the client and the hacker, and another between the hacker and the server. Once they've done this, the hacker can see, change, or even insert new data in the conversation. This can be used to steal login credentials, monitor sensitive information, or deliver malicious content, all without the original parties knowing. Some common tools for conducting man-in-the-middle attacks include Ettercap, DSniff, and Cain and Abel. I hope this gives you a clear picture of how man-in-the-middle attacks work and how hackers can use them to their advantage. Now, let's explore the DHCP Starvation attack. In simple terms, a DHCP Starvation attack is when a hacker overwhelms a network's DHCP server by flooding it with requests, using up all the available IP addresses. This attack can be carried out with tools like Gobbler, making it easier for the hacker to exhaust the server's IP address pool. When this happens, legitimate users are left without IP addresses, effectively cutting off their network access. This is why DHCP starvation is considered a type of denial of service attack. But it doesn't stop there. After draining the DHCP resources, the attacker can set up a rogue DHCP server, a fake server that provides IP addresses to clients, but with a dangerous twist. The attacker's server assigns IP that use their own computer as the default gateway, meaning all network traffic now flows through the hacker's machine. This setup allows the hacker to inspect and capture data as it passes through, potentially revealing usernames, passwords, and other sensitive information. Here's a step-by-step breakdown of what the attacker does. Stop the legitimate DHCP server. Using a tool like DHCP Starve, the attacker exhausts the DHCP server's IP. Next, set up a fake DHCP server. They configure their own computer to act as a DHCP server, distributing IP with the hacker's machine as the gateway. Lastly, they use sniffing software. With a sniffing tool like Ettercap, the hacker intercepts traffic, capturing sensitive data like usernames and passwords as users attempt to access the internet. This attack allows hackers to redirect, monitor, and capture data from a target network with ease. By manipulating the DHCP server and forcing traffic through their system, they gain an open door to the private information shared by clients on the network. Next, let's talk about MAC spoofing. MAC spoofing is a technique where a hacker changes the MAC or media access control address on their network interface. The MAC address is a unique identifier hard-coded onto a network card by the manufacturer. But spoofing tools allow a hacker to mask or replace it with any address they choose. Why is this important? The MAC address acts like a fingerprint for your network device. But with MAC spoofing, a hacker can effectively disguise their device as someone else's. This technique can be used for various purposes, from bypassing access restrictions to hiding a device's true identity on the network. A MAC address is made up of 6 bytes and 12 characters. The first 3 bytes identify the vendor, while the remaining 3 are unique to each device. With MAC spoofing, a hacker can manipulate this address, essentially cloaking their own device with a different MAC address. On Linux, you can change the MAC address with a tool called MAC Changer. Here's how it's done. First, disable the network card by typing ifconfig F0 down. Generate a random MAC address. MAC Changer R F0. Or, to set a specific MAC address, use MAC Changer M, then desired MAC address F0. Reactivate the network card with ifconfig F0 up. And that's it. With just a few commands, the device can now appear with a completely new MAC address, enabling the hacker to hide their original identity on the network. Alright, let's get into phishing, one of the most dangerous and unfortunately common types of cyber attacks we see today. So, what exactly is phishing? At its core, phishing is a kind of social engineering. It's when an attacker pretends to be someone trustworthy, maybe a bank, a social media platform, or even a colleague, to trick you into giving up sensitive information. They might be after your passwords, credit card numbers, or other personal details, and they often do it by sending you a message that looks official and urgent. The idea behind the term phishing is just like it sounds. They're casting out bait to fish for your information. Here's how it usually goes. An attacker might create a fake website that looks almost identical to a site you'd normally trust, like your online banking page or email provider. Then, they send you an email or a message, urging you to click a link and log in, maybe because of a security issue, or to confirm your account details. When you do, they capture your username and password, as if you just handed them the keys to your account. Attackers are getting clever, though. Sometimes they'll use something called DNS poisoning to make this attack even sneakier. This technique redirects your request from a real website to a fake one, and it's especially effective because it catches you off guard. You think you're on a legitimate site when, in reality, you're on an attacker-controlled page. Phishing doesn't only happen on external sites. It can target internal networks too, and it can be done either manually or with automated tools that help create fake login pages. Some phishing kits make it simple for attackers to set up these fake sites, while more sophisticated tools use DNS tricks to reroute traffic without the victim even noticing. So, how do you protect yourself? Awareness is key. Look closely at messages that seem even a little bit off, especially if they're asking you to take action urgently. Check the URL carefully. Phishing sites sometimes have addresses that look almost right, but aren't quite correct. Don't click on any links or download attachments from unexpected or unusual emails, and always enable multi-factor authentication on your accounts. This extra layer of security is one of the best ways to keep attackers out, even if they do get your password. Phishing can be sophisticated, but the more you know about it, the less likely you are to get hooked by these kinds of attacks. In this quick video, I hope you've gained some valuable insights into these powerful hacking techniques. Understanding attacks like sniffing, phishing, man-in-the-middle, and DHCP starvation can really help you be more cautious online and aware of potential threats. If you found this video helpful, that's fantastic. If it didn't quite hit the mark, I'm truly sorry. I'm always looking to make each video better than the last, so please let me know what you'd like to see in future episodes. Until next time, stay safe out there, keep learning, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any future videos. Thanks for watching, and see you soon.